Now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? It's my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? My mood this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out. Ain't see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. Then somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still ducking 12. Still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm ducking hell. Try all the what I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I win my life on the scale. Went from ducking 12, now I'm ducking hell. Many times I failed, many times I prevailed. Satan on my trail, I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, winning season, winning season. Winning season, 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 winning season. I had to trust you for this, yeah. I had to pray, then I had to get it, man. I had to hustle for this, yeah. I go astray, get stuck in my way, but you know I love you for this, yeah. Stay in my lane and trust in your ways, man. That's what I must do for this, yeah. That's what I must do for this. Only way to run it up. Gotta trust in number one. I don't do no runner ups. Can't you see me coming up? Might be down, but my winning season coming up. This is labor, this is work. This is labor when it's tough. You put your faith in the world. You lost me trusting in luck. This is favor, this is trust. This is favor, this is love. Great connection with the plug. Everybody getting high. You ain't never had this drug. I done been through the fire. I done been through the mud. I done fought through the lies. I been lied to by blood. I forgave a couple guys. They was showing fake love. I done still came up. Pull up. Lately I'm ducking my scent. I got the piece of me that's for a dent. I got the Gigi pieces, not just Gigi pieces that I'm rocking on top of my skin. Speaking of rock, I've been rocking with him. You been following me and I'm following him. Yeah, so every little thing that's attached to me automatically wins. Got it.
Everything attached to me.
Oh, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. Got it.
Everything attached to me.
We winning, 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 we winning season, 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 winning season.
Good afternoon, good people. Abstrakt Xcilence is in the building. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Happy Mother's
From
Day.
all of us to all of you. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Sissy Pooh and he.
Love y'all.
Bootsy, happy Mother's Day. Special shout out to you. I love you. You mean the world to me.
Happy Mother's Day to our ladies in ABS.
Up.
To all our mamas and mamas and babies mamas.
And my baby dog.
Baby's mama, that's for me, y'all. That's for me.
I
That's
got
a shout
about
out to me.
12 around the city. Still, boy.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Okay, let me.
Shout out to the gang that's not here. Nutty, Bree, Megan, Britt, Sam, Brian. Get anybody? Love y'all, gang. All up or nothing. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I'm sorry. Star Imports and Box Wave Bridge, we appreciate you. Connect to the bridge, thank y'all. We love y'all. Wouldn't be here without you. And of course, shout out to the wizard, Montu, and that good Mitch Craft. And yes, sir. And sis, you been burning up.
Yes,
Thank you, babe.
That was
It's that aphrodisiac, y'all. I had thought.
She been getting it in ever since then. I don't know what's going on with her. But this one right here is aphrodisiac.
It's coming
Hey,
together.
but listen, if y'all been looking at
She a
her,
brand ambassador
hey,
for the aphrodisiac.
listen, Slim, her
Nah.
gear, man, her creative.
Yeah, you doing
Coming
it.
back, yeah.
Slim.
I had
Hey,
a good
you-
break, and I was able to come back to something. You know what I mean? Like I already been doing it for 8 years, and that's what I was saying. Like you got to put 10,000 hours into your craft, and I think I'm almost at the 10,000 hours of doing actually the work. You know what I mean? With your hands. So yeah.
You're doing a hell of a job.
Thank you.
Which is a perfect segue into the game. What's up, y'all?
What it do?
What's going on?
How was the week?
Week was good, productive.
Yeah, I had a real
I
good
had some
week.
chocolates this week.
Spent some time with the
Yeah, so
family.
Oh man, you threw me off.
We ain't even going into that. Too many
Can't shout out
chocolates
on the
this week.
boss lady.
Yeah, you threw me off, B.
Good as a
Oh
man.
man, my brother. It has been a interesting week for sure. But we made it through, man. We hope everybody is safe and good in the midst of whatever this is that we are quarantined in. Continue to pray. Take care of your people. Be safe, do the right thing, whatever that means for you. We love you either way. That said, Pounds.
I'm sorry, yes. Hello. How y'all doing, everybody?
Hey, why you sound like Mr. Rogers? I don't like that, man. Come on.
I got on the sweater, don't I? So I might. So everybody, I'm going back to 1983. Welcome to my neighbor. Cause I got on a sweater and he got on what you say, a cardigan?
Cardigan, yeah.
We gonna go ahead, we're gonna be the sweater brothers up here today.
Oh.
Is that lamb skin inside? He has a. Does he not? What month is he in? It's okay. It's
It
okay.
was chilly out there, but I got a
Chilly
V-neck
May.
T-shirt, so you know what I'm saying.
So hold on. I'm not even gonna get started. I'm just gonna say he got on a V-neck lamb sweater with a with a daggone T-shirt on under it, and he normally has style. He does.
Listen.
Oh, I'm sorry. No
This is European,
Jordans
B.
came out today. That's what it was. He didn't have anything to match his
The
Jordans
black
with.
and blue came out yesterday.
He already had 10 pair of them. He needs something different.
The ones,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand this sexy though. This sexy. It's European sexy.
European sexy.
Yeah, European sexy.
What part of
It ain't
what
3X.
part of Europe are you sexy in?
It ain't 3X sex.
What you
Sounds
saying?
no 3X.
I don't know 3X. It's a 4. It's a difference in the number.
God, that's what I say. I got the number wrong still.
Hey,
I'm on
man.
3 and-
Matter of fact, shout out to all the happy birthday to some real cool people. Monty from Major League.
Bet.
Of course,
Happy
Frank
birthday.
Scooby. Serious. Happy belated birthday now.
Yeah.
Big G.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting? Anybody else I'm forgetting?
All the Tauruses, man.
All the Tauruses.
Yeah, word.
Yeah. Nephew, daughter. Capri, Gigi, we all coming up next. A shout out to them goddamn fans from the stands. We love y'all. We see y'all later on. What you mean? Don't start no beef.
I'm
man.
not.
telling you,
So
Capri will come
y'all
after
know I've been doing this streaming thing. Somebody asked me, did I have any leather on my elbow or the
you
sweater?
got leather.
No, they asked me was leather on the elbow. That's why I had to say.
Oh, okay. I got suede on
Is it a
mine.
patch? Oh, he got
Suede.
Yeah, I told you this thing.
What kind of
was
material
fire,
has suede, lamb, and
son. You know,
cotton?
do you want? This is a Ralph Lauren sweater.
It don't matter who make it.
I'm just telling you, like it's real swaggy.
Cocaine, hell of a drug.
Back to what we were saying,
Right.
which was goddamn fans from the stands. We will see y'all later on. Y'all make sure y'all tune in live at 7:30 on VoxWave.com and YouTube.com. Tune in for them this evening, actually. Nephew over in the booth today. What's good?
Love you.
What's going on, sir?
A lot of things. We've been very productive.
Yeah, we've been grinding, slugging along, so to speak. Mama over in the corner. What's good, Mom?
Hey, how y'all doing?
C Sizzle. She ain't even, she just throwing up deuces. Jade and Jacob sitting in the chair, and then, like I said, Sissy over there. So what we're gonna do today is we just kind of want to pay homage to the moms in our lives and around the world in general. And Stan has some fun knowledge and information for y'all today, so we're gonna give a little Ascension segue and go from there. My brother, so is yours.
Oh, let's start with me.
Yeah.
All right. So today is Mother's Day, and y'all know how I love mothers, and I got all my sayings. Like one of them is, no man is greater than his mother, which is true. You know, another one is that in every woman there is a nation in their womb. Because every woman, even little baby girls, is born with 1,000,000 eggs. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is that us as men, we have to elevate our women back to their rightful stature. That is the truth. And I'm going to show y'all our ancient culture because we want to Sankofa. That means we want to take back our ancient ancestral heritage. And a truth that is hidden from us in society is that the true rulers of society have always been women. I'm going to say that again. When you go to ancient Egypt, the rulers in Egypt were not the pharaohs. They were the pharaohs, were the true rulers of Egypt. And African peoples...
This might get me in what's up, some trouble. I know I got a couple of women watching this today. Oh man, I'm already at the bottom.
Yep, this guy.
But one thing I want to start with is what is known as a fez. All right, everybody see that? This is a fez. This is a black people, Asiatic peoples of the world, whether you're black, whether you're Asian, whether you're Indian, whether you're North African, whether you're American. All of us are the same people. We are the Asiatic races of the world, and this is our crown. This is a crown. Now, what is it, and why is it important to Mother's Day, right? This right here represents, and what it is a woman's womb. Y'all hear what I said? This represents the womb of mother, right? Why does this represent that? It's also a symbol of high consciousness. All you consciousness people out there, I'm going to teach y'all something about consciousness on Mother's Day. All knowledge that is considered consciousness is womanly knowledge. I'm going to say that again. All knowledge, astrology, numerology, language, this is feminine knowledge. It's called the science of nativity. The creator of people is woman. She used her power to bring you here, and she has the science to know who you're going to be before you even get here. See, we work in astrology after the fact. In ancient times, a mother could tell you her child before you got here. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? She could partner you with a mate before you even touch this earth. So who makes a man a king is his mother, and I'll tell you exactly when it happens. Your mother is the first school of knowledge or thought that you ever experience. Your first school is the womb, right? When you come out, you come out knowing how to breathe. You coming out knowing how to reach. You also come out knowing how to supple, how to go for a breast and want to feed. And she puts fluid, brain fluid, in her breast milk so that you can gain intelligence. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
This
Y'all follow?
fez, this ancient
Y'all feel
African
that?
crown is a symbol of that.
Okay. Now, before you go any further, right? Because we've had some different discussions. Can you explain that not only is it a symbol of that, but it is not a symbol of what we're talking about, any cult or group?
Okay.
Specific, like break that down a little
No,
bit.
no.
Yeah.
This is an ancient African crown. This fez has existed for hundreds of thousands of years. They don't have a record for how old our fez and flag are. Do not let anybody fool you. This is not Freemasonry. What it is you lost your crown, they stole it, and they pick it up and put it on their head. Not only that, they put a symbol of your mother on it with a sword on her neck, and you don't dispute that. Let's be clear. This is your crown, and they're wearing it because you refuse to wear it. This is not any cult. This is the science of your birth and who you are. There are Asiatic Moorish cultures all over the world. If you want to say that this is a cult, I say to you, then throw away all your religious books because they come from us. That's right. Jesus' grandparents were who? Ruth and Boaz, who are Moabite, Canaanite. They are Moors. They was wearing fezzes. They just don't tell you that. Let's be clear. Abraham, Moor. You want me to prove it to you? It's easy. Change your Bible version. Get a Geneva Bible. It'll say Moor. Everywhere in the Bible where it says black and Ethiopian, you'll find Moor. Because these people have changed these books because they're your books too. Now, we want to talk about cult. If you're talking about the Moorish Science Temple of America, let's be clear. Noble Drew Ali did not create Moorish science. He did not. Moorish science. Noble Drew Ali brought you back your science. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was known that the knowledge of who we are has been taken away from us so that these Europeans could rule over us. Let's be clear. You understand what I'm saying? Noble Drew Ali did not create a cult of any kind. What he wanted to do was bring you back the knowledge of who you are so that you can take your rightful place amongst men, so that you can elevate your woman. His main goal and purpose was to elevate the woman. When you elevate the woman, empower the woman, the whole nation changes. I don't have the power to change a nation. I have the power to inspire you. You understand what I'm saying? This crown represents your mother teaching you knowledge before you even get here. Not only that, she shaped your brain and everything when you come out. She can decide whether you're going to be a genius or an idiot. She can decide whether you're going to be a warrior or a traitor before you even born. Let's be clear what we're talking about here. This is the science of uplifting fallen humanity, and it starts with the woman. Any man that disagrees, challenge me. I'll take you to task, because it's really about the woman. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody wants to admit it. These Europeans have dethroned the woman, and they have put the man above the woman, created patriarchal societies. And people wonder why there's so much homosexuality and other things going on. There's so much child abuse. There's so much rape. And all these things is because a man who was never intended to rule, because the creator of everything in nature is a woman, and she was always intended to be the head. That don't mean that man don't have no rightful place in society. Yeah, you are a ruler, and you're supposed to extend yourself into the world and advance. You understand? You're not supposed to rule from a throne in a kingdom. That's the queen. You're not supposed to sit down. That's not a man's place. Let's be clear. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I could get real simple with it. Let's take 2 children. Let's take a little boy and a little girl, both 5 years old. Let's take them to a classroom. How long can the little boy sit still and how long can the little girl sit still? Little girl can sit still and learn information all day. And the little boy is troubled because he was never designed to sit in a chair for hours and hours and learn like that. And y'all put y'all little children through this torture. Let's be clear. Because we can clear up a whole lot of misconceptions.
Hold on. 'Cause now
I don't like that cult talk.
You can't do that with the kids in the school thing, and then we go back to. We come back to that later. 'Cause
We
that's
come
something
back to
different,
that.
though. That's
I
a
want
big
to do
deal.
the alphabet, how the woman is like with the A's and the E's.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Before you do, because y'all gonna
We
stop
jumping
on
around.
all that.
Yeah, but I like
We
that.
got a break because we've been talking about, like, people need to really understand that a lot of our historical
I'm singing J Baby. How you doing? Go ahead.
historical information
We got from your
it's
pants.
been hidden from us, man. And when I say knowledge is power, but wisdom is freedom, it's understanding that there's a lot of knowledge available. And you can get the knowledge, but if you don't understand what it means and actually fully believe that you are greater than what they've been telling us all these years, then what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why you keep it? I know I'm a
No,
star.
we
I mean,
talk-
you looking at me. I'm the star. Just letting everybody know I'm the star.
Man.
Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, it's just, I wanted him to just kind of really explain some of the things in terms of our history, in terms of what this is and what this means beyond, before slavery. You know what I'm saying? Because we existed before slavery.
Right.
You know, we have a history and a culture
prior
that's strong
to-
and rich and
Absolutely.
powerful way before slavery. And that starts with that word, as people see, is more
Than everything else. Yeah, I challenge people on slavery all the time because honestly, we enslaved a lot more people than we actually got enslaved, if you want me to be completely honest. And there was more Irish slaves in America than anything. So Irish people looking at us crazy because we don't know the real history. But that's another topic. But
Say that thing.
Talking about slavery and the queen and her role and the male as his role. He's a leader, and the queen makes these. Explain about the decisions.
explain that. Well, no, the head. Okay, even in today, the head of our family, and a family could be a tribe. A family is also a kingdom. You know what I mean? These are families. So the head of the family is always the mother, the matriarch. Always. Even in today, right now, if you grew up with a mother and a father, your mother ran the house. That was no question. That was without question. If your mother ain't run the house wasn't right. Everything was out of whack.
You know, because you said that, and I think back when I was coming up, and I had Southern parents. Daddy would go out and make the money or whatever. But the decisions that were made
Was
like,
the mother.
Was mama, how much you gonna buy, what you gonna
Yeah.
buy, what you gonna pay, what you're not gonna pay.
Yeah.
And certain, but not knowing how that went, because when I come up, we thought about slavery as white and black and
Right.
In that category. But as I
need to
around
expound
now
on
and
something.
learning,
Uh-huh.
there's more to slavery than white and black.
Yeah.
We always say we was brought over on the ship, but where were you before you brought over on the ship?
Yeah.
And we don't get into that part. We only get to the part with the ship.
Yeah.
So henceforth, not to cut you,
go ahead.
but I want to jump in real quick. Like, so, because I think this can be mistaken, especially because I know what you're saying and I know what she's asking. But now I'm thinking, while she listening to y'all talk, I'm like, we live in a time and an era where this can be misconstrued. I think
That's
should be
good.
a little more. And what I mean by that is this: like, we're not saying control, power. If you understand who you are, you'll understand your role, right? And right now, we live in a time where everybody's about this power struggle where you have, because you've been going through this personally with some stuff.
Well, let me say this.
You know what I'm talking about?
Let me say this about this
Without
power
going too
struggle.
deep.
At the same time when the woman was the matriarch, the man was having more than one wife.
Oh shucks.
So
No,
so we can kill all that noise right now.
That's
If
not
you
gonna
think
be,
it's about power and
streamed on this
control,
broadcast right
you
here.
understand what I'm saying? The woman is always in the power position. I don't care what nobody say. She's the only one that has the power of allowance. She's the only really one that has the power of no. The man is the energy of yes. And he's always saying yes. Yes, come over. Yes, let's do this. Yes, go out. And the woman is saying no first, all the time. So she always has the control, even if she allows you to think that you have the control.
And can you
know what I'm
also
saying?
explain that when a woman meets, when you meet somebody, we already know what we're gonna do with you.
Already.
Men don't talk us into doing
Anything. A woman
I
done sized
know
you up a long time
what
ago.
I'm gonna do with you.
I got game.
Nah.
Okay, see, and this is what I'm saying.
Sis is laying it down. No.
Right.
Oh,
I
let me
hate to
expound
laugh
on
at
that though.
it, you know?
Let me expound on that because people have this issue of control and all this and all that. But what you have to understand is that these are positions of power. You weren't taken out of these positions because you were in a position of weakness. You understand what I'm saying? You've been taken out of your position of power, which is allowing you to be the man. You understand what I'm saying? If you're seriously trying to run a household, you're not getting the fullness out of your masculinity. I'm just keeping it 100 because you belong outside, my man. Let's keep it 100. If you in the house and you trying to run everything in your house, you giving up a lot of your power. That's why a lot of change is not being made in the world for our people because the man is not outside and he's not active. He's trying to run life like a woman. He got a 9 to 5. No offense to nobody. He sit at a desk for 10 hours a day, and he's not active in his community, and he will complain about the youngest on the corner, and he will do nothing. You understand? We've been effeminized, and we think we're in a position of power, and we're not.
So there we. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go, but
You know what I'm saying? It's
break
a
it
whole
into
lot of
pieces.
sissy brothers out there. And now we gonna keep it 100 because I've been getting on brothers too, man. We don't need no more weak-heartedness, man. No more weak-heartedness. You know, I had a brother tell me I'm crazy because
said it was Mother's Day today.
it is Mother's Day, and I'm talking about mothers. I'm talking about women, but we also got to get on these brothers, man. And not on that same, oh yeah, you don't pay child support. Nah. We ain't talking about that. We talking about heart. Heart.
Creation.
But yeah, and to further expound, because I don't want to offend nobody. I'm just here as a distributor of truth. You could take this truth however you want to take it, but I definitely would tell you if you go to the bank, you can cash it. Do you understand? And I got the videos for y'all. I'm going to let some other people tell y'all about ancient African matriarchal society. You know what I mean? I'll let some people tell you how war went, how everything went. The woman always had the right to say no. You always consulted the woman. There was no, oh, I'm going to just do this. And I'm going to. Nah, you always consulted the woman. There always was a head matriarch, and there always was a head patriarch. Don't get it twisted. There was always a head warrior. But he consulted the head woman. You know what I mean? If you know anything about woman, divinity, energy, no man has the potentiality and spirituality that a woman has. Period. No man can be more spiritual than a woman. That's a fact. The brothers just need to relax.
Would you say now that they don't know how to use their energy?
Right.
It's been stripped
Well, we'll see. Let me say something about that. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Well, I won't even say that.
Yeah,
I won't say that.
Go ahead. Before we go
stripped.
into, like, you got to look at, it has been stripped, but not so much from that. It's
Right.
just been stripped over decade by decade, layer by layer.
Yeah.
They switch our history on us. Like, they
Yes.
playing mind games with,
Yes.
and I know I'm not trying to sound like any type of, whatever you call it, the conspiracy theory, but this is real, folks. Like,
Nah, it's not conspiracy
our
theory.
history has been switched up because if you don't know, they can change it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Right.
for 30 years from now, when Jade is 40, if she don't know about what happened, you know what I'm saying, with whatever this pandemic is, or she didn't, you can change it and say it was something else.
Now, hold.
Like,
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna piggyback on that. Right now, they coming out with all these Egyptian movies with white people in them. We all know that Egyptians were black people. Now, 2 generations from now, what record will there be? There will be a record of these movies for children, and your black children will believe that Egyptians were white.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
That's
fact.
what we're pointing to.
Now go back and look at these westerns. They show you all these white Arabian looking people, and they show you all these white people with fezzes on and turbans. Matter of fact, the original Wild Wild West had Richard Pryor in it. Richard Pryor was wearing a turban. It was rap, and all the rest of the sultans was all white. Where you get a white sultan from? So it's already been done to us. You watch these old movies, they already whitewashed them. I'll give you another one, Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd was originally a brother, and he was dumb and stupid. Elmer Fudd. Right? He was dumb and stupid, he couldn't get the rabbit. Go back and do your history. The people back then complained about that, and they changed Elmer Fudd to a white man. I challenge you.
So
to the history.
The point to connect into that.
Look it up.
Before we even get to that point of everything he's saying in terms of matriarchy or patriarchy, we actually have to understand who we are as men and women.
Right.
Period. Because those roles are very impactful, and not just in the sense of sexual. Everything in this era is about upper hand sexual.
Man, I could say a lot.
Like the world in life is so far beyond just sex and physical makeup. Not that we are primal creatures, so we absolutely need it. But understand that's not what this is all about. It's not just about cheating. Hold on, bro. Let me know. It's not just about cheating and screwing and how good you look and how beautiful you are, what beard you have, how big your butt is, or how many kids you can have. Like it ain't about all that. It ain't about all that. This is not what we were born
to do. Right.
Like understand your point and your principle and who you are and what you were created for. Once you get that point, you can run with your role in your place. Okay. You can raise your house. You can raise your kids. Yep. You can build a community.
Talk
you can
to him, bro.
like listen. It's time, man. Like let that shit go.
Yeah.
Let that shit go.
It's over.
It's time. Like all this nonsense about I don't even care. I swear to God, I don't care. Let's get it together.
Respect. And I want to interject on the point of sex.
Yeah, I know that.
A lot of y'all is over sexualized, and you don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna keep it all the way. Over sexualized. You're looking at these magazines, you're looking at the TV, you're looking at. But then when it comes down to performance, your performance is lackluster. You don't got no love. A lot of guys out here don't even want to touch a woman, don't want to caress her, warm the engine up or nothing. Look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. This how real it get. One of my boys, right? I told him that, I had favor, a little love for a particular woman, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this man tried to treat me, now mind you, we grown, 30 years old, this man older than me. He wanted to make me believe that I was a sucker for having feelings for a woman. This blew my mind, y'all. And so now mind you, we not talking no more, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I said. And I asked him, like, yo, man, to me, that's gay. Now, I'm not trying to offend nobody, gay or nothing or whatever, but this is supposed to be a straight man. I'm supposed to be a straight man.
Exactly.
Right. So to me, I told him, I said, yo, that's gay, man. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, we 30 years old, man. It's plenty of women. I can get with you. It's female dogs out here, the children's here. It's HOES out here. Yes, it is. But there's also very fine women. Some women find this China very precious. You understand? It's some diamonds and pearls out here as well. And it's unfair to the sisters that we all treat them all like they all the same in the same basket. If you 30 years old and you ain't found a woman that you love, you might be gay, my friend. You understand?
Real rap, bro.
Would you say the same for the female?
Would I say the same for the female? I mean, it could go both ways, It's a lot of knuckleheads out here. You gotta comb through there. But you know what I mean? You gotta think about it like this too. Like, if everybody was meant for you, what kind of world would that be? Nothing would be like worth anything.
Challenge, yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta go through something. You gotta meet some people that ain't for you. Until you find that person that's for you, then they really precious. If you just linked up with everybody and everything was right, nobody would be precious.
But you know what? Part of that problem. Shout out to the homie Tiff.
Am I right, mama?
Girl. Hey, we had this conversation, me and my homie Tiffany, right? Where we were discussing this, bro. Part of the problem is that people actually don't. specifically, we talking about as men, no disrespect to my fellas, but the idea of competition it causes a bit of insecurity nowadays. And what I mean by competition is like, if you don't, it's like, oh, you got to know it's kind of cool because you'll have a lot of what they call the bad females. Like, oh, well, men don't talk to me because men be like, oh, I don't know, she might be stuck up or bougie, whatever the case is, rather than going to test it out. Where back in the day, and I hate to say back in the day because we're not old, but
Right.
before the internet, it was you ain't had no other choice but to try your hand or you wasn't going to get the number.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's this spirit of everybody gets a trophy now. So, because you've had this, everybody that competes gets a trophy mentality that people growing up on. Nobody wants that. They risk the risk of being turned down.
Right.
Insecurity. It doesn't, and that's not, like, as men, part of what we do is hunt, and sometimes you get wounded in the hunt. That's just real.
That's true. That's true.
As you just said, accept who's for you. Why are men so wounded?
Because of what I just said, that pride.
No, you're right,
Okay,
though.
so you-
it's
that's
what
it's
I mean.
both
In my
ways.
opinion,
Like,
and
if,
part of
if
becoming, go ahead.
nah, she's saying though, if this
From the
person ain't
beginning.
gonna be for you anyway,
Right.
you might as well not hurt for this person. You might as well
Exactly.
just move on. And that's
Men
that
will
that
hold the
is
wrong
that is
one.
true.
And here's the
It's
thing.
not
That
real
is
hurt,
true.
Let me tell you something. Here's the thing too. Women was taught in the household, be a ride or die. That is the worst thing that you ever want to do as a woman. Here's the thing. I'm not riding or die for nobody. Period. It's stupid. Ride or die for you, and you out here cheating. So I gotta go through you cheating through 6, 7 girls
Sorry, my daughter
and
called.
stay and let you know that I'm the
feed.
one for you.
But that's perfect.
But see,
Go ahead,
you
go ahead.
know what my thing is about cheating.
So let her go.
Now go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
The mentality that the mothers give the daughters, run a household. They are they raise the daughters different from y'all. Y'all like,
True.
oh look at little JoJo. He cute. Oh, he grabbing his PE and you know what I mean. Little girl do it, she getting her ass whipped going upstairs.
See, hold on.
No.
Since you said
Right,
y'all raise them
right.
different, I don't.
No,
I
mothers,
don't know.
mothers,
Oh, okay,
not
mothers.
men.
But in general, our people.
Because
Okay, yeah, got
you
you.
feel me?
Got
It's
you,
cute.
got you.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, it is.
But women gotta be ride or die and stay down and don't get your coochie up too much. Why not? Men out there doing their thing.
Well, I'm gonna say something about that. Women got different energy.
Correct.
That's not healthy for a woman.
Correct.
Period. It's not healthy for a man. You gotta understand. When a man go out there and spread a seed, he literally is killing himself. So it's not good for us either.
Okay.
Yeah, that sperm is your life force.
So
And
everything
you
you
should
going
be.
off about
Right.
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it? Understanding who we are as a people, though, not in the reverse of that. Everything you saying is my point. All that stuff you just said
Right.
can be solved by simply, if I understand as a man per se, right?
Right.
I'm a king. I was a warrior. I was put here to protect, provide, to
Right.
lead, right?
Right.
You ain't gotta worry about riding or dying because I'ma die for you. Listen, it will never happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
don't
I
have to put it in
I teach them with their sister like the simplest things. Whenever you never let her walk on the outside. You always put her on the inside. If you got to switch, because I've always done it.
Okay.
Because if a car hop up on a curve, you take that beat.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
You probably can survive, but she may not. It's just the mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
These
Inedible.
hold on. These simple things, right? That if you can take them and draw them all the way back to who we were and where we come from and why we are this way, why you think the ways we think, even to the violence in the streets with one another. We was talking about this the other day. This warrior spirit we have.
Right.
Listen, man, if we really understand y'all wouldn't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? But in turn, that goes two ways. The woman has to understand her role too. Like, as men, we not gonna always get it right. That has nothing to do with cheating. That has to do with the fact that it's, and I'm speaking from personal experience now. As men, man, we have to understand what that means. There is a process of what you call it, the going into the wilderness where you gotta go find yourself.
Yeah.
Correct.
You have to find yourself. And in life, we don't have that in this modern society where you can take 2 years and go find yourself as a man. So you find it
to put your needs
through the hunt. Now, if you're not taught in a household where your body is as important as we teach the little girls,
Right.
if you're not taught that,
Not like you've been.
why do you think this happens? We don't have that structure. So I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, but
Right.
my point to bringing it back to that thing is like it's really not about the sex though. It's about the structure. It's about not having
The
what we
mentality.
need mentally, emotionally, spirit. Like all these things are missing. So we just out here wild, wild west. Like what do people say? Like okay, well you have a kid, you make sure you send your kid to school to get good grades,
Well-
so they can graduate, and get a job. But that's not. Is that really life? No. Is that really just where
No.
life stops and ends? Honestly.
No, there's way more to it. There's way more to it.
That's what I'm giving to ask you, Stan.
Mom got a question.
I'm listening to Jermaine and listening to Wright. I mean, yeah, when you said the woman taught, they teach their boys different than they teach the girls.
Right.
I had 3 boys, but I was just upset with them as much as I was with her when I had got some.
Okay.
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 But you don't know if she's clean or not.
Right.
You don't want to be
She
different
was.
thing and pop up a child and her mind ain't set.
Okay.
Right.
Her brain ain't functioning.
Okay.
Right.
Staying with you on that on this question with that, where back in past century where women taught the boys as much as the support, did they give the men the support as queens that the men needed to be leaders? See, we don't, as
The
queens, you gotta
queens, right.
support. If you're gonna be the head of the household,
True.
you have to support your man.
Right.
You, even in the time, sometimes when he's wrong, you kind of let him speak,
That's
but then you pull him
Rose.
to the side
Well,
and you talk to him.
Yeah, and you know a lot of women don't understand
So it's a
this.
way to do it.
A lot of women don't understand their power. Now let me make something real clear to all the sisters out there. If you got a man, this is a soldier. You understand what I'm saying? And the woman, you have the power to make the man a giant or an ant. You know what I mean? You could coax this man to get anything out of him you want. You need him to make more money. Don't down him.
Right.
Stroke him up, empower him, tell him that that's his only option. The only option you got is to go out there and make this happen.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Right now, I'm gonna stroke your ego because you are that man.
Right.
You are that man that takes care of the family. You're not this man who don't have a job. That's the approach that women need to take. And you can empower this man, and this man, you literally be putting a battery in his back, and he will go outside and war for you.
But most women don't know how to do that.
They don't know how to do that. So
more
it's a
selfish.
mismatch of roles.
It's more selfish that you give me.
What can you give? That's what I.
It's you.
Well, see, you got to understand. A lot of women don't understand that they've been trained. A lot of women don't want to understand that society has trained them to be like this. This is from slavery. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a carryover. You know what I mean? Like you said, the women raised the children one way. What people don't understand is that these people that enslaved us, not only just slavers, they were eugenicists. They were geneticists back then. They know that they could put people under a stress for a certain type of time, for a long period of time. It will literally change your genetics. It will change how you birth. You know what I mean? And if the woman in her mind takes on the mindset that she wants to protect the male, she'll produce more feminine-like children, more feminine-like males, and more masculine females. She'll push the woman to the forefront and charge her up with masculine energy. Now she can't step into her full femininity, and the man is charged with feminized, and he's recessed, and he sits around all day, and he waits and waits and waits and never takes action. That comes from the womb. That comes from the mind and the chemical imbalance. From slavery, carryover.
Right.
Carryover.
But how come some of us get it? Like, you know, as a woman, and I look at my
Lovely.
sisters and things like that. Not just my sister blood, but just women. How come I get it or won't stand for it, but they kind of do?
Well, see, it's energy levels, man. That's why these people are masterminds. They got you on the government cheese. They got you on the burger. If you ain't eating no greens and you ain't getting no clean oxygen, you can't think straight. You know what I mean? A lot of these people,
Parasites. It
they
wasn't a
think
joke.
parasites, exactly. They think they in control. A woman, you want to argue about, was the man supposed to be in control or the woman supposed to be in control? But if you eating that bologna sandwich, the parasites is in control. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. Keep it all the way live. You can't stop yourself from eating a burger. You are not in control, my friend. I'm sorry.
So Stan, we know the problem.
Laughing vocals.
Do you have any solution to how we begin to solve the problem?
I got the solutions. Friday at 11:11. Come get this Kundalini yoga. Come reprogram your mind and higher consciousness. Come open and free your mind so you can choose what you want to do with your life and how you going to approach it. You know what I mean? That comes from unlocking the pineal gland, healing the internal self. That's why they don't want you to do real yoga. Because you could turn back into God mode in 2 weeks if you really wanted to, if you had enough diligence and determination, all that negativity you done experienced in your life. Keep in mind, I done been through it all. I done got shot in the head and neck. I got wounds. I got a 9 shell in my neck. Let's keep it 100. I'm still a positive brother. I can choose to do what I want to do with my life. At a point in my life, rage had took over my life. I took my life back. Yoga, Tai Chi, get into these spiritual practices. They have a value. They heal the inner man. You want to go on in the physical without healing the inner man. The inner woman, the inner being needs healing.
And don't, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? Get you some Qigong. Go get you some Reiki done if you don't want to sit down and meditate. Go find you a good Reiki instructor and go get you a spiritual healing, a real spiritual healing. I'm not just talking about laying hands and that's good, but I'm talking about focused, deep internal healing. They have techniques and practices for these things. And you see these Asian people doing all them flowing motions, they healing the internal man. That's why they out there. They ain't just out there dancing.
So when we talk about, when we talk about being men, right?
Right.
Getting from whatever you said, we talking about the behind the dance, whatever.
Right.
We talking about seeking, like, the trained mentality of just, and I say just, because absolutely, we absolutely have to have a bag to survive. We have to have the money to survive, right?
Not necessarily, but go ahead.
But that, I know, we ain't got time.
Yeah, we got a little time. We'll go ahead.
This mentality of chasing the bag, man, as being the main
Oh,
goal,
man.
Right? Hold on.
Oh, man, you don't want me going on that bag.
I don't. But
You don't want me
do.
going in
The
the
bag
bag.
never
Hold on.
make it home, though.
Hold on, let me finish.
They eating the money.
So the bag versus the cat, meaning the sex, right?
Uh-huh.
These are the two main objectives, but
Right.
that should not be
Okay.
the
Right.
primary principle and purpose,
Right.
because you can get to both by being complete self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being the best version of self. Meaning if you go through that wilderness and find exactly who it is you're supposed to be, by understanding that and getting that knowledge and that wisdom, you're going to get to the bag. Because you're going to maximize self. It's what I just said to sis. Hey, listen, hey, Slim, you killing this shit. Like, whatever you unlocked from that part of your brain,
Right.
All right.
keep doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, come on, man.
Let me say something about the bag. The bag is worthless.
Uh-oh.
Now, look, I'm going to set y'all on fire with this one. The bag is worthless. Has no value. It's fiat. Meaning that it doesn't have its own value. It don't have no value. It's not worth a thing. Huh? You gotta hear what I said. If you going outside and you risking your life, 'cause I used to be in the street too, but I had to keep it real myself. You out there, you risking your life for this cash dollar. Let me tell you, by the time you picked it up, it already lost value. By the time you folded it over and put it in your pocket, that dollar is now worth 90 cents. So you out there chasing a bag, that's going to be eternal. Huh? Anybody heard me on that one? You know what I mean? Love is the real currency. You understand? With this thing we going through, a lot of people going to learn this. You ain't got to listen to me. God about to show you. That ain't even real money. You want to get a bag? And I challenge you, my people in the street too. Turn that bag into a real bag. You want a real bag? Turn your cash into gold. That's real money.
Okay.
If you ain't got no gold, and I ain't talking about a necklace, you ain't got no bag. Stop playing. I don't care how many millions you got stacked up. It ain't worth nothing. Let's be honest. Don't chase a bag and waste your life and pass up on love. That's silly.
You're saying chase the bag, and these new terms tickles me.
Chase the bag. Chase after
the
money.
money.
Now, the thing about it is, and money relates to woman. And I'm going to tell you how money relates to woman, because the people don't know the language that they're using. Okay? a fiat dollar, it tells you it's a dollar. It's not money. It don't even say money on it. It says legal tender. It tells you that it's not money. Are we even reading? Now let's understand what money is, because you birthed out of your mother's waters. So let's talk about currency. Let's talk about it. Because your mother is symbolized by the moon, and the moon controls the water or the current on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Cash flow. We're talking about water element. Water. Water comes from mother. Water is controlled by mother, moon. The money is silver and gold. Money, mooni. You don't know your ancient languages, so you don't know that you're saying mooni. The moon's metal is silver. Your original American dollar was a silver piece. If you out there chasing a cotton dollar, you still in slavery, my friend. You just ain't realized it yet. Your dollar is made out of 90% cotton. You working in a job field. Another name for corporation is plantation. Let's not play with this. If you think you getting money, I'm telling you right now, you ain't got none until you got silver or gold. Let's not play. You better love your woman. Stop chasing that cotton.
But when you say that, and I know back to these ancient times, and we're talking about from the beginning of love and mothers being queens, how, it makes me shiver, because I watched the young ladies coming up.
Okay.
I've got 6 granddaughters.
Right.
And I'm praying that they don't get wrapped up into the material things.
Right.
And get wrapped up into the spiritual things.
Right.
And I tell them to take time to meditate and talk.
Yeah.
I've got this 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old who seem like mockingbirds. I want them to learn to use what they have inside.
Right.
Don't press forward for the money.
Right.
And if you press for anything, you press forward for love from God, that you can know what love really is.
Yeah.
That you can share love.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we don't know what love is.
Oh, listen.
So we don't know how to love anybody, because the majority of us sisters and brothers don't love ourselves.
Oh, I got the answer for you, mama.
Don't
I got the answer for you. Because in 2020, if you was a young mother out here, you ain't producing nothing but a star seed. You can play with yourself. You can fake and you can do all the stuff, all the negative things you want to do. That child is going to come out your womb knowing what's going on, knowing things about the world and life, and their eyes are going to be big and they're going to be peering into your soul, and you ain't going to be able to play no games with these children. They're going to read you like a book. So all these mothers out here, you running games on your man and you doing all this cruddy stuff and you ain't representing right, don't worry. God going to bless you with some spiritually and mentally brilliant children, and they going to check you.
Sure.
They going to be the one to take you to task. You understand? So you might as well start fixing yourself up now.
So, that is an interesting segue into the whole point of what I just said earlier.
Yeah.
Like, the best thing we can do is really...
life will teach you. And you think you're going
Look
to
at
get out
yourself,
this life
like-
without learning? Life going to teach you.
Can I get the alphabet? That's all I've been quiet.
The
the whole
alphabet.
day.
All right, so
I've been over quiet the whole day.
sorry,
Now,
I'm
normally I talk a lot, right? But today I've been really quiet. So all I'm having for is the alphabet. Your ass been over there. I'm sorry.
You've been over there hating.
The FCC.
Hey, Chunny, with the. I heard you. Go ahead with the alphabet.
Alphabet. Go ahead.
I have to tell you.
You ain't gonna never get the alphabet.
Y'all see her? Still in the line? You see this?
And, when I was
I'm
young,
the
I
star.
had Cynthia.
Okay, hold on. Can you, listen, because I know you. I mean, listen,
Let me get the
him
alphabet.
You didn't-
I want to play y'all this video too, though. So the alphabet.
Put the mic down over
What
there.
they're talking about the
This
alphabet
happened to get
is
your mother
we had a
involved.
little talk about
Say hello to
language
Puffy.
and how, really let's put it like this.
Silver jacket.
Why we must honor the mother, right? Your mother, what they call the mother in ancient consciousness, is the stargate or the gateway. Why that is because the mother, the woman, came first before the man. The white man wants you to believe, the European wants you to believe the man came from the woman and the woman came from the rib. That's hogwash. If you really read in the Bible and you know the Bible, Adam had a wife before Eve. Her name is Lilith. And it's proof that women were around before men. They want to take that evidence out of there, right? So the woman is a stargate. What that means is the woman manifested herself here. Wasn't nobody here but her. And then everybody else came through her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The man did not have the power. The man was actually created. The woman thrived for thousands of years without a man and produced without a man. I'm talking about children. And still has the ability to produce without a man, but it's weakened because we're not doing them same things. We don't have the same frequency. But a woman can produce even without a man.
Please tell me, because I do it tonight.
you have a set of glands called the Bartholin glands, and you can actually produce eggs and your own fluid.
It's out of control.
The woman of our species is the
it's
dominant
somebody
of our
else.
species. The man might have a dominant physique, but a woman's power is greater. You know what I mean? She might not be able to beat
I
us.
felt this
Sis,
in my
sis,
soul.
sis,
I didn't
sis,
know it
sis.
verbatim, but I just felt it.
Oh,
Not like I'm better, but like, yeah, I feel it.
No, a woman. We all come from a woman. And before you can even be a man, you was a woman. All eggs in
I
a
know
womb
it
are
tonight.
female. All eggs are female. You started off as a female. That's why you got breast.
Oh my God.
Let's keep it honest. We just
No,
being
that's
honest.
scientific fact. though.
That's a
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
That is a
All-
fact.
all-
There are no male eggs in nature, period.
Jay.
The universe is not a man. It's a female. The Bible says God created light and saw that it was good. The man God and our cosmological, spiritual, whatever, the religions is the sun. And the sun is the man. That means that the man God was created by another God that preceded him. So the Most High would be more feminine in quality. If she created universes, planets, and the cosmos is shaped like a big Vesica Pisces or a womb. The universe you live in is shaped like a vagina. You live in a womb. It's woman, it's mother all
where the
around you.
term
This
the world
fez,
come from.
the top of this fez represents the astral plane. It's separated by the 4 quadrants, which we know as the seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall, right? This is the light of our soul, which comes from on high through our mother. Our mother attaches the soul to our physical body that she's made in her womb when we are crowned. You're crowned when you come out the womb. When you come out of a womb head first, that's called crowning.
And when your head lopsided,
Your mother,
gotta
if you
shake.
believe yourself to be a king, it was your mother that made you so. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to play this video though.
From the crown.
You ready? Got my volume up?
We have become the batterers
Yeah,
of
I seen you jump.
Hold on, let's go back.
we have become the batterers of children and the torturers of women. Our people were bitterly against this in old Africa. In African tradition, a man was not allowed to crush and dominate the woman. Never. In African tradition, a man was not allowed to act unilaterally in the family. Everything he did, he had to do after having obtained his wife's fullest blessing and permission. According to the culture of all our people, the woman was regarded as spiritually greater than the man. Even the most autocratic of African kings used to consult their people on a major subject. When a king wanted to go out and make war against such and such a tribe, he didn't just assemble the warriors and lead them off into battle. No, not at all. He had to obtain the approval of the women folk of the tribe, and these women had the right to say no. Our people believed that before you leave your village with your spear in hand, O man, you must first consult your wife. An African marriage was not a union where the man was superior and where the woman was inferior. No. Let me tell you that in African tradition, you were not allowed to make love to your wife until you had made her ready for an hour. And before that, she had to give her consent. You were not allowed to impregnate your wife unless she was willing to receive your seed. You were not allowed to punish a child without having first talked with your wife. And the woman had the power to oppose you. An African traditional marriage was an equal partnership between the cattle-keeping male and the grain-planting female. The woman needed the milk that the man's cows would give for her children, and the man needed the grain that the woman would plant. Sometimes the man was gone for several years, and when he did return, if he returned, he knew that his family was intact. And it was not force or intimidation that kept the woman in her home. It was her love for the man who was away. Also, it was the woman who discovered, sometimes at great cost in lives, which plants in the bush were edible and which were not. Extending over many centuries, our women learned which plants were dangerous to human life, which were beneficial, which could be used as medicines, and which could be used as food. So the woman earned the man's respect in Africa for these and many other reasons. This is one of two places which our people believe all life, all living things emerged from. Our people of all nations have known this place as the womb of the earth, or the vagina of the earth. In Africa, the woman was honored and respected. In Africa, the woman was actually worshipped. In Africa, the woman was actually honored by people of all tribes and nations. To this day, when we pray to our ancestors, we always solicit most of all the blessings of our female ancestors. You must understand who you really are. You must understand how great you are. You must understand how great you once were.
That was pretty dope, man.
Powerful video, right? What y'all think about that?
It was,
Wow.
yeah. I wonder if you can send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you for
Yeah,
sure.
put it in the Google Drive.
I don't not use that. You got to send it to me.
Great on much
Yeah.
what?
That's quite interesting.
It's quite interesting.
That's,
What you think about that, Mama? I want to hear what the ladies think.
it's
Hit the mic.
It's nerve-wracking.
considering that I come from southern.
Nerve wracking for you?
Considering I come from a southern family, and they were very conscious. My great grandfather, as far as what my grandmother told me on my father's side, was very masculine. But my grandmother, great grandmother, he would consult in her, and they said she would walk around with a pipe in her mouth. She would make a pipe in her mouth, and she would go into her private back of the shed where they had tobacco, and then she would come out and they would talk. But, I always said, because they said that they were Indians, or what they supposed to be Blackfoot or Red tribe, I don't know where they were for real or not, but some of this stuff I've heard before, but it's like, I used to say, well, Grandma just was evil because she was all black, and a cold black pretty lady, and so was my grandfather, but she was dominated, she was everybody looked right up to her, you didn't question her. But now, not that she was being mean, but I guess her and my grandfather had that relationship. He knew that he could consult with her. But then as I grew up, my father and my mother, before my father would do anything, although he wouldn't allow my mother to work, he told her to stay home and take care of your kids. He still would consult in her before he would do anything.
As it should be.
So why you say it was nerve-wracking for you, sis?
Because for my example of my household growing up, I seen that, but I also seen other examples. And it's frustrating for me because I feel that, and I kind of knew this growing up, that women were the queens and ran, and I felt that.
Matriarch.
But I didn't see the example of someone doing that. I do understand that my grandmother ran the household and my grandfather went out to work and things like that. But yeah, like I said, the frustrating part comes from me knowing and already kind of feeling that way, and always, I guess that's probably why I act out and then, be competitive with boys with basketball and so many things, because, and then I'm like, damn, maybe I wasn't a lesbian or a tomboy. Maybe I just already felt it, you know what I mean? So it's just, for me, it's like, I feel it. But damn, when is a man gonna show it? Or if I say it, I'm kind of giggled at, or you tripping, like, you know what I mean? It's like, dang. So a lot of brothers don't know the information.
They don't.
Even to share it. Even as a lesbian, one more thing, even as a lesbian, it's very important for you to still get courted as a woman. I'm not a man, I'm not trying to be in competition with one, you know what I mean? Just my sexual preference. But that's the thing, like a lot of dominant women aren't being courted by their partner or man.
Because their example of being a man is the men that's out here now.
Okay, so now this is where we get
You know what I'm saying?
So bringing it back to the modern situation that we in.
Right.
For me,
Right.
I get it. But I also get the reality of what we live in right now today.
Right.
And understanding that the female of our generation, and it's no disrespect to anybody,
She needs healing.
yes. And I'm not going to lead just because I understand the knowledge, the history don't mean that she does or that he does or that he. So then I can't do that with my kids. At that point, So if it's tough.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say to you, because even with getting that, and I even talked to my mother about this, like, there are things that I desire, that aren't necessarily a reality in this current time and place.
It is. It is.
But
Now,
you can't tell, one thing, you can't tell a victim that it's tough, because here's the thing. When a child is touched in the family, people go on and they still are friends and have a relationship with the person who
I
hurt
saw
their
your
child.
live, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when women really are just looking for that one brother, and I know Stan is, and you guys are too, to say, y'all know what? To your other brothers that's not thinking like y'all. You're thinking stupid. We need a man, a boy, somebody that's putting the information.
Listen.
It's a
listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sis.
And not say it's tough and put your head down because that's not a man.
Oh, no,
I
you're
want
right.
you to
Yeah,
lift your head
no.
and
So when I say
I
it's
got
tough,
you, sis.
I'm talking about
Look,
the fight. Like, cause
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
you misunderstand
Right,
that it's a
right.
back down, it's a tough, you know what, I'm not going to do
Yeah,
it.
right,
Because
right.
if I wouldn't be sitting here. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough in the sense that I think what Mom was just saying, like, at some point in time, as men, we got to understand who we are, right?
Yes.
But as women, y'all got to understand your point of principle.
Absolutely.
It ain't to make it difficult for us.
Correct.
It ain't to cause us the problems. It's that, like, you can either make us Superman or the bum on the street.
But what
Yep,
I was told
that's a
that
fact.
men was put on this earth to take. Number one, you guys take our virginity. You take.
You can't take, it's given. See, that's the mind. That's
But
the
that's-
you say you gotta think.
You could take. I was 5 years old.
Okay, well,
You
That's
see
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
Well,
I understand that situation.
I get where sis
Not a
coming
girl
from.
and a 12 and 12-year-old. Not that. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Innocence
That's
of-
what I'm saying. We had
So
cultures.
when did it change, like from that video to him knowing that
Slavery.
the women doing that?
Slavery. The women was walking around naked. They had no history of rape. We didn't even have a word for rape in our culture for thousands of years.
Gotcha.
Didn't even exist. Wasn't even a thing, a concept or whatever. Everybody's walking around naked.
And for real.
So that lets you know that's not part of our culture.
What
We
you
got
get,
that
sis?
from European culture.
What did you get? How you feel from the video?
I got a lot of different feelings
Uh,
on that.
mostly good ones, right?
And I got a lot of feelings what you were saying.
Okay.
But I was brought up to be a very strong-headed woman. I don't even have a mic. I was raised to be a strong-headed woman. First of all, because I was the oldest. Oldest of 3 siblings, but the oldest of 5 altogether. So, my grandmother always told me I was that backbone. Even with my uncle, I'm that backbone. But my grandfather always said, no matter what, you the strongest one. And no matter what, you always look out for them. So, looking at that video, I see a lot of my grandfather. And I see a lot of my grandmother. So I understand of that strong-headed, but I also understand to allow the man to be the man. Now, with me and my husband, I never put down how some females used to say, you know, I make the money, I'm the breadwinner. I never did that. So, yeah, that strongness, it's going to always be in me. Because it was, you know, but sometimes I have to push that to the side and let them be the man.
Who taught you that though? Like, was that grandma? Was that mom? Like, how do women? And that's the thing. You have to let a man be a man. Stroke the pride.
Yeah. Oh, so listen, hold on.
Love.
And we can continue this off
This is
air.
a great conversation.
It's been a great conversation. We definitely appreciate
Happy
y'all.
Mother's Day.
Yes,
Happy
we gotta
Mother's
get out of here. Happy Mother's Day from all of us to all of you. It's Abstrakt Xcilence, ABX, to get it out and driven. Make sure y'all subscribe to us on YouTube,
ABX
follow
Kids.
us on Instagram. Yes, indeed, ABX Kids. What you got to say?
Good night.
Good night.
Sunday.
We love y'all, man. Enjoy, be safe. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
I got God, I'm doing well. Had to tell myself, I ain't taking no more L. Winning season, 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 winning season. It's coming, I believe it, huh? Watch it leave me speechless, huh? This my winning season, huh? Flexing on my demons, huh? Knew the Lord was scheming, wasn't down for no reason, huh? My mood this whole season, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, and I came from the bottom of the pot. When I got saved, I was on the block. I I got locked with bags in my sock. I got bagged by undercover cops. Up the street from the parking lot. On the way to the barber shop. I'm just grateful that I made it out and see myself off the paper route. Still got homies living in the trenches. I feed homeless women on the benches. We treat all year like Thanksgiving. On the block, I made a great decision. Then somebody tell me I ain't winning. I got youngers changing how they feeling. Instead of telling them to stop sinning, I just show a better way of living. They still dug a 12, still bust shells, still bust sales. Look at them numbers on the scale. Me, I'm dug a hell. Try all the one I feel. I say I turn a wheel when I win my life on the scale.